Picture this. You open an app to buy one top. Something simple. Maybe $15. But before you can think twice, a timer appears. Flash sale, 47 minutes left. Below that, a red badge. Only 2 left in your size. You scroll past. A pop-up appears. Are you sure you want to leave? You'll lose your rewards. You close it. Another recommendation loads. And another. 40 minutes later, your cart has 11 items. You don't know how you got here. That's not an accident. That is Shein's design, and it is one of the most sophisticated psychological manipulation systems ever built into a shopping app. Shein was founded in 2008 in Nanjing, China, as a small wedding dress website. By 2015, it had rebranded and pivoted to general fashion. What happened next stunned the entire retail world. By 2022, Shein was adding between 2,000 and 10,000 new products to its app every single day. That year alone, it launched over 315,000 new product listings, more than 45 times the number Zara launched in the same period. It became the most downloaded fashion app on the planet, with 235 million downloads in 2024. It now holds 18% of the global fast fashion market. The engine behind all of it is not the clothing, it is the app. And the app is a trap. The trap has a name. Consumer researchers and regulators call them dark patterns. Design choices that exploit how the human brain processes urgency, loss, and fear. Shein didn't invent dark patterns, but according to a formal 29-page complaint filed in June 2025 by BEUC, the European Consumer Organization, representing 25 member groups across 21 countries. Shein has emerged as the most egregious example of their use in retail history. The complaint was filed directly with the European Commission. It documented with screenshots and data exactly how Shein's app is built not to help you shop, but to stop you from leaving. Let's go through them one by one. First, the countdown timer. You see a flashing clock telling you a flash sale ends in 47 minutes, but regulators found there is often no real deadline. The clock resets. The sale never ends, and is a manufactured emergency designed to trigger your fear of missing out, and it works. Second, low stock alerts. Only 3 left in your size. There is no way to verify this. EUC demanded Shein prove its stock claims are real. Shein could not. Third, the pop-up that guilt trips you for trying to leave. Are you sure? You'll lose your €200 reward. This is called confirmed shaming, making you feel bad for saying no. Then there is the infinite scroll. No ending, no natural pause. Just product after product after product, loading endlessly, keeping your thumb moving and your attention captured. German consumer watchdog VZBD described this as a hyper-engaging dark pattern, one designed not just to trigger a single purchase, but to maximize total time inside the app. The longer you stay, the more you buy. Add to this the push notifications. One BUC researcher documented 12 Shein notifications arriving on a single phone in a single day, and you begin to understand that this is not a fashion app. It is an attention capture machine just in cheap clothing. The numbers prove it works. Shein generated $38 billion in revenue in 2024. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, it made nearly $10 billion. Its 88.8 million active shoppers spend an average of $100 per year on the platform. The hashtag #SheinHaul hashtag has accumulated over 10 billion views on TikTok. She spent $600 million on influencer marketing in a single year. These are not the numbers of a clothing company. These are the numbers of a behavioral engagement platform that happens to sell clothes. Every metric, time in app, return visits, basket size, is optimized not for customer satisfaction, but for spending. The European Commission took notice. In February 2025, it launched its own formal investigation into Shein's compliance with EU consumer law. By May 2025, the Commission had already urged Shein to stop using fake discounts and false purchase deadlines. Shein is simultaneously under investigation under the Digital Services Act for its algorithmic recommendation systems, how its AI decides which products to push to which users at which moment. Regulators across 21 countries are now coordinating. The question is no longer whether Shein's dark patterns are real. The question is whether there is enough political will to stop them. But the dark patterns are only the beginning. What lies beneath the app is a supply chain of staggering scale and consequence. Shein's total carbon emissions in 2024 reached approximately 28.9 million metric tons of CO2, making it the single highest emitting company in the entire global fashion industry. Its emissions rose at nearly double the rate of its revenue. For comparison, Zara's emissions rose at half the rate of its revenue. H&M and Nike actually reduced emissions while growing. Shein is moving in the opposite direction faster than anyone else. And then there's what is inside the clothes themselves. Greenpeace Germany tested 56 Shein products. Nearly one-third, 18 items, contained hazardous chemicals above EU legal limits. These included phthalates and PFAS, known as forever chemicals, linked to cancer, reproductive disorders, and immune system damage. A University of Toronto study found a Shein toddler jacket containing almost 20 times the safe level under Canadian law. These chemicals don't stay in the fabric. They enter your skin through sweat and contact. They enter rivers when you wash the clothes. They enter the food chain when the clothes are discarded. Behind the factories that produce this clothing at this speed are human beings. Labor investigations in 2024 and 2025 revealed that workers at Shein supplier factories routinely work 75-hour weeks. In Shein's own third-party audits of over 3,000 supplier factories, 71% received a grade of C or lower on the company's grading system. That is not a fringe failure. That is a systemic condition. The cheap price you see on the app does not reflect reality. It reflects a transfer of cost from your wallet onto the health of workers, the safety of rivers, the lungs of communities near dye mills, and the future of the climate. The fashion industry already accounts for 10% of global CO2 emissions, more than aviation and shipping combined. Every second, the equivalent of one garbage truck of clothing is sent to a landfill or incinerated somewhere on this planet. Shein accelerates this system faster than any company in history. And its app, with its timers and pop-ups and infinite scroll and guilt shaming, is the engine that keeps demand high enough to justify the speed. The manipulation is not separate from the environmental damage. The manipulation is the environmental damage. You cannot have one without the other. In 2025, the de minimis tariff loophole, which had allowed packages under $800 to enter the U.S. tax-free, was closed. Shein's U.S. daily active users dropped 25% almost immediately. Its App Store ranking fell from top 10 to an average rank of 60. The company that was once valued at $100 billion in 2022 saw its valuation collapse to approximately $10 billion by August 2025. It filed privately for a Hong Kong IPO after its London listing plan stalled. The regulatory walls are closing. The financial pressure is mounting. But with 88 million active users and $38 billion in annual revenue, the machine is still running at full speed. So the next time you open Shein and see a countdown timer, stop. Ask yourself, is this real? Is this sale actually ending? Is there actually only one item left? Or is this a machine testing how much pressure it takes to make you stop thinking and start buying? The clothes are real. The delivery is real. But the urgency, the flashing timers, the guilt pop-ups, the infinite scroll with no exit, that is manufactured. It is designed. It is deployed against your willpower every single time you open the app, and the only defense you have is knowing it is happening.